Hey, what's up, guys? Yesterday, when I was getting ready for work and about to go drop off my son, I was walking through the garage. I was hearing a rush of water, and the water heater broke. And there was pouring water from the Honeywell control unit. And I have the control unit here, and you can see back here it was eroded, this rubber plastic material, and it forced water, and it was dropping out through the bottom of it and almost touching the circuit board. So it had a total failure, and water was rushing out. It was totally crazy. And we tried to get a plumber out, and it took a while, and the plumber said he couldn't get parts till the next day. But I was able to go on Amazon and get same-day shipping for the exact replacement part for the Honeywell controller on the water heater. I was able to repair and replace it and basically get the water heater functioning again. What took the most time was actually drying out the water heater, because water actually got into the gas chamber, and the pilot light would not ignite because it uses a piezoelectric push start lighter, and when we pushed it, it didn't work. It wouldn't light, and I was like, what the heck? And I realized there was a lot of moisture. We had to like dry it out overnight, and then the next day we reinstalled everything, and it turned on, and now we have hot water again. So it was basically $110 part plus tax on Amazon, and a little bit of labor, and just replacing the control unit and reattaching the gas lines. And I took some short videos that I will show you guys now. Just a word of warning: before you start work on a water heater, you should turn off the gas or electricity if it's an electric water heater, and also shut off the water supply. Here I have the hose attached, and I'm going to get ready to turn it on and let the water out. Here's the new thermostat control unit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Teflon tape and wrap the base of this so it becomes watertight with Teflon tape in a clockwise motion. And what you want to do is wrap all the threads so that it's nice and secure. It's now Teflon tape wrapped, and what this does, it will prevent the threads from water leaking through the threads. So the tank is still emptying through the garden hose. What I've done is I went ahead and removed the gas line. Always make sure you use 2 wrenches and have a wrench here and have a wrench here, so the other pieces of the pipes do not twist. So once you disconnect the pilot gas line and then the main gas line and the thermocouple wires and the igniter, you're able to basically twist this control unit off. So here's the last few twists to get the control unit off. Just spin it and twist it off. There, it's off. What I want to do is look at this area and see if it's dirty, clean it out, and then look at this. Is the reason why water came through. It's corroded back here actually, and the water pressure ate through it, and that's why it was leaking into the actual control unit. What I have to do is now I have to pull this pipe off, clean it, and then apply some sealant to it and hook it all back up. So here's the old control unit. You can see where it's like eaten away and rotten. That's how water got in and leaked into the actual control unit. And here's what the new one looks like. There's a total difference, and this is actually black and rubbing off on my fingers. That's not a good sign. Looks like a bad design. So we got the input pipes taken off with some force. What we need to do is clean off the old sealant so we can apply new sealant to it so that their gas doesn't leak out. We're going to use a wire brush for this and clean up the parts and make them look shiny, and then apply this T2 thread sealant so that gas doesn't leak out. So when you reattach these joints, you want to make sure that you hand tighten everything to avoid cross-threading, and after you can't tighten it anymore with your hands, go ahead and use a wrench to tighten it up the rest of the way. So I got everything back on using the Teflon thread locking sealant. You can see right here it's applied, and then the gas input is back on the control unit. Now all we have to do is go ahead and screw the control unit back in, and we should be good. Now I have the control unit back in, and now I have to reattach the gas line and all the pilot light and the main gas line to the actual water heater and the thermocouple and the igniter. What I'm going to probably do is add some yellow Teflon tape designed for gas to this thread right here, and then reattach the gas line. Okay, so I've applied the yellow Teflon tape so that it prevents gas from leaking. Okay, so I got all the wires reconnected, the igniter and then the thermocouple that actually supplies power to this unit. And I got the gas line reattached. What we're going to do is, right now the gas line's in the off position, we're going to go ahead and turn it on and then spray some soapy water around the joints and see if it bubbles up. If it bubbles up, that means we got a leak. I just see water dripping. I don't see any bubbles. So it looks like the T2 compound that I used to seal the gas line is looking pretty good. So what we're going to attempt now is to relight the water heater after we fill it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside the house, turn on the hot water, and then I will switch the water back on, which is way back up here. And that will fill the tank before we actually try to light the pilot light.
Is this done?
Yeah, almost. We got to turn on the igniter.
Where is the igniter?
The unit we just replaced. So we've turned back on the water, and this is a 40-gallon tank. It will take a while to fill up. We have the hot water on the inside running, so it releases the air that's coming in the system into the sink. So we cannot turn on the hot water heater until all the air has moved through the system. And here's the air moving through the system. The water's set to hot right now, and all the air is being pushed out of the water heater into the sink. And now you can see the water pouring out. All the air has been pushed through the system. So the water heater's on and working. You can see that the status light's blinking once every 3 seconds. And that means that it is functioning correctly with no error codes. And we should be able to hear and see the flame that's on the inside of the tank. It's actually burning, so that's a good sign. Here we're going to do the quick gas leak test with a simple solution of heavy soap, which is like 3 squirts of soap and a little bit of water, and see if it bubbles. If it bubbles, so that means we have a leak. And it's looking good so far. I don't see any bubbles bubbling out of the pipe.
What the hot water finished, Daddy?
Yeah, it's fixed, Noah. Say yay!
Yay!
And if you like the content I'm doing on YouTube, please push the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you're notified when I create a new video. Thanks.